Thank you very much. Good morning. How's everyone at CPAC doing today? You know what's exciting about CPAC? There is a room full of people who believe in the Constitution. There is a room full of people who believe that the answer to the future for America lies within its citizens, not another government bureaucracy or another czar. We've got a room full of people who believe the way to the future is by cutting spending, balancing our budgets, standing up with our allies. You know, I've been spending a little bit of time lately listening to some of the pundits on television, and they'll talk about how divided Republicans are and how is this dangerous? Is there any momentum? And I keep trying to tell them that they're not going to listen to me, but they'll listen to you. Republicans are energized, and the reason we're energized is we have had it with big government, liberal ideas that are coming out of this White House. We want a government that respects you, the individual. We want a government that relies upon and understands that it's the risk takers in this country that make America strong. People like you that are willing to get up in the morning, put it all on the line, fight for yourself and for your family, create a business, create jobs. In the White House, we have a president who believes the answer to all of these problems is more bureaucracy, more czars, more government, and oh yes, he thinks he knows better than you what's best for you and your family. It is time that we made a change in this administration. It's time that we brought a majority into the United States Senate. It is time that we put the American people first, and the guiding light in the decisions that we make in the government should be based upon the Constitution, not based upon government's big ideas and big plans. Now, I look forward to going to the United States Senate and fighting for those principles that we all believe in, the idea of less taxes, less government, and more freedom. I believe that we have an opportunity to fundamentally change the relationship back to what the Founding Fathers originally envisioned, and that is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. This is a government, let's take some examples. Obamacare. This is a government who came in and said, we don't care about the Constitution. We're going to force Obamacare on the people of this country. We don't care if you want to buy something or not. We're going to tell you as a government that you have to buy insurance. This is against what our Founding Fathers fought for. This is against the Constitution of the United States. I don't know how some of these liberal senators, liberal members of the Congress, how they can, in Washington, D.C., vote as a liberal, and then go home and say to their constituents, hey, look, I don't trust you to make any decisions for yourself, but can I have your vote? Those times are over. There's a new way moving forward, and that is to look at the people in the state of Florida, in my circumstances, and say, I trust you. I believe that you are the heart and soul of America. I believe that a stronger America comes because you want to engage in a free market capitalist society that respects individuals. That message, my friends, will sell because people are what make this country, not government. I want to talk real quickly about this budget scenario that's been going on. And let me just give you a little bit of a history. So I was first elected in 2004. And as a freshman member in the Congress, I had the honor to serve on the Budget Committee. Now, this is when Republicans were in the majority. I was the only Republican to vote no on our own Republican budget because it spent too much. So whether it's President Obama or even in times Republicans who believe maybe a little less government isn't the right answer, I'm willing to stand up and say we have to do the right thing. We have to balance our budget. Today we are here to have a discussion about how to balance the budget. We will talk about a balanced budget amendment. I know everyone, how many of you are for a balanced budget amendment? We all are for a balanced budget amendment. Why? Because every one of you have to do it at home. Every one of you have to do it in business. Why shouldn't the federal government have to do the same thing? In the state of Florida, the government in Florida, we have to have a balanced budget. We cannot spend more than we bring in. This makes sense. But some in Washington, they don't want to put that kind of spending control in because they want to be able to spend money whenever and however they want. So we all are going to work together to fight for a balanced budget amendment. But here's my challenge to you. Here's my challenge to you. We cannot pass a balanced budget amendment unless we have a strong majority in the House and a strong majority in the Senate. And it's going to take you to get involved, to not only come to events like this, but talk to your friends and your neighbors. Tell them the importance of a balanced budget amendment. Tell them the importance of making sure that we win the majority back in the Senate. And I'm not talking about by one Senate member. We need a veto-proof type of majority. We need 60 members, Republican members, in the United States Senate. And really, it is about you. So if you will join hands with us, if you will join hands with those around this country that are willing to fight for limited government, freedom, security, and prosperity, we can deliver a balanced budget amendment, but it's going to take hard work, working together to get that done. In the meantime, there is another idea that I'm very proud of. It's called the Mack Penny Plan. I would be proud of that, right? There is another way for us to balance the budget. We can balance the budget by cutting 1% of spending a year. Newsflash, that is not draconian. 1%. 1 penny out of every federal dollar. Think about it. You've had to cut more than 1 penny out of every dollar of your home budget. You've had to cut at least 1 penny out of every dollar of your business budget. The federal government should be required to do the same thing. If we do this for 6 years, we can cap spending at 18% of GDP. In the 8th year, we balance the budget, and after 10 years, we cut $7.5 trillion. This is how you balance the budget. We currently have 71 sponsors in the House, and I believe 9 or 10 in the Senate, of which my colleague is also a supporter of the Penny Plan. We need you to get involved. We need you to be part of this movement. We need you to talk about it. We need to get you energized that not only a balanced budget amendment, but the Mack Penny Plan to make sure that we balance our budget. I want to thank you all for this opportunity. I am excited about the future of America because when I look out into this audience, I see people who are willing to fight for what is right. I see people who are willing to engage in a process to ensure that we bring conservative principles back to our government. This is an exciting day. We should cherish this day as we come together to fight for America. And let me finish with this. I'm also honored to have someone very special here today with me, my wife, Congresswoman Mary Bono Mack. Mary? We will continue to fight for America, and together we will win in November. We will have a Republican president and a Republican majority in the Senate so we can have a balanced budget in this country. Thank you very much.